a great win for us. A very difficult game, just from the standpoint that they throw so much different stuff out there defensively. Even when you're scoring, they rev the game up, and they run it back at you so quick. It's hard to get real traction defensively. In the second half, we did better. Fourth quarter and finishing, we did great. We have a new award that we're giving only in wins. It's a defensive player of the game, heavyweight champion of the world belt. It says Mavs defensive player of the game. You'll see it on social media. Jonathan Lynn just took a picture of it. Willie Cauley-Stein was our defensive player of the game tonight. He was spectacular with block shots, rim protection, blocked a 3 out of the left corner, which was a huge play after a timeout. And so real happy for him. And, after 3 straight losses, this is a game that we had to have.
Awesome. Tim McMahon?
Hey, Rick. Arguably your best offensive performance of the season. How much of an impact do you think going a little smaller and playing KP at the 5 made?
Well, it made a huge impact on our offense for sure. With all the different defensive looks that we expected, and the fact that, if Turner wasn't playing, we were going to go smaller. If Turner had played, we would have stayed big, but we probably would have gotten small pretty quick. The 5-out spacing definitely helps. But I think KP and Willie proved down the stretch of the game that you can still score points and get stops, with playing with 2 bigs. And so that was great to see. And that was really the difference in the game, when we were able to get a string of stops with Willie in there.
Kevin?
Hey, good evening, Coach. This seemed like the 2-man game between Luka and KP was working really well. Was there a concerted effort to get Kristaps cutting to the basket, especially knowing that Turner was out, to get us some easy looks and some easy buckets tonight?
Yeah, we want to get KP moving toward the basket on productive routes as often as we can. With their team being small and them being in a lot of zone looks, sometimes they were just cuts, sometimes they were screens and rolls, sometimes they were slips. But he did a great job of mixing rolls and pops. And, it was really a well-balanced game offensively.
Eddie?
Yeah, Rick, it's kind of along the same lines, but 66 points in the paint was a season high, obviously. Was there a concerted effort to get to take advantage of that? And also, if you could talk a little bit about Tim Hardaway getting off the schneid there a little bit down the stretch.
Yeah, we had 68 points in the paint, not 66. So, look, we always want to get the ball into the paint. Every team in this league is scoring more points per possession when they get the ball in the paint first. It's just a fact of life. And in most cases, you get it in the paint, you're, 1.25 to 1.5 or something like that. And if you don't, you're probably under 1.0. And so it's a huge part of the game. And tonight we just, our guys did a great job of just playing basketball and playing the game. If you try to run plays against these different multiple, looks coming at you all the time, you slow down, guys start thinking too much, and you got to be in a reactive, make a play mode, not call a play. And the guys did a great job of that tonight.
Dwayne?
Yeah, Rick, tell us about that period of time later in the third quarter when Jalen scored right before the quarter ended, and then he got 5 quick points there in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, big stretch. Indiana had come back and taken a 3-point lead and had some momentum. But I thought that was a real key 1 minute of the game. We kept our composure. Brunson's score at the buzzer got us the lead back. And then, the group that started the fourth quarter, did a great job of getting some stops. We played some zone against them, which was effective. And, we had good balance out there. And so, against a team like Indiana, that is, throwing all different kinds of things at you, you gotta free your guys up just to play basketball and be aggressive and attack, but you're always in a paint first mode.
Christos?
Hello, coach. I would like to ask you how important for you as a team was to respond after the 3 straight losses, and also what impressed you about Kristaps Porzingis' performance tonight?
Yeah, we haven't had long losing streaks. It's, I don't think we lost more than 2 in a row all last year. And so, we talked about that today. And all of a sudden this season, with a high frequency string of games, we went from 5th place in the West to 10th place. And so, we needed to get back on track somehow. And it was going to be all about the fight. Our fight level at the beginning of the Toronto game wasn't good enough. They drove by us, they laid it in 10 or 12 times in the first half, and that's going to get you beat on the road almost every time. Tonight, our communication was there. We were able to stay disciplined. And look, Porzingis was terrific. And I think it's great when we can get situations where, we can get the spacing so he can mix rolls and pops and get some rim attacks and some opportunities to be around the basket and get second chance points. He had a really big tip in. I think it was late in the third quarter that was, I think we had gone behind by 2 or 3 or whatever it was. And it just kept, both teams had momentum at that point, but that was a big one to keep it going for us. And then of course, Brunson finished the quarter with that shot. So, having the lead going into the fourth on the road is big.
Last one, Jordan.
Hey, Coach, another solid performance from Trey Burke tonight. Can you just talk about what he's been for the team and how he's been playing these last 2 games?
Yeah, look, Burke was great defensively tonight, and we need his defense. And when he is into the game defensively and using his quickness, his offense tends to flow. And this was his kind of game, kind of a junked up, ratty up and down game, where a guy like him can attack and mix in drives, threes and good mid-range shots. And he did all those things. And, but defensively he was active, and that's a really big key for him. And it's really a key for our team. When we're a little on our heels defensively to start games, that's when we have our struggles. And so, we did a good job tonight. The fourth quarter in particular, we'll take this one and run.
All right, thanks, Rick.
Yes, Trey, Coach Carlisle says starting tonight and doing victories, you guys are giving out defensive player of the game trophies, belts tonight. And tonight, Willie Cauley-Stein got that trophy, that belt. Just tell us a little bit about Willie's defense tonight and how it led to you guys winning this game.
It was big for us. He was a little down on himself about some of the alley-oops that he missed. And afterwards, we were looking at him like it wasn't like crazy. He wasn't showing it, wearing it on his sleeve, but we could tell he was still upset about something. This was before they presented him the belt. And then he got presented the belt. And he just was kind of talking to us like, hey, I was just in my own kind of world, kind of upset that I missed, a lot of them oops. And then you realize how much of an impact I was making on the other end. And that's what we're going to need from him. Sometimes every game has a different flavor. And tonight, not only was he big, in a couple of possessions on offense, but he was tremendous for us on defense. And I think that's something that I feel like is good for us going forward is, rewarding somebody for being a player of the game on that end of the court because it keeps us engaged.
Coop?
Hey, Trey, just for the way this team has always been able to shoot the ball, and it's been struggling to shoot the ball here lately. But it seemed those threes that you made at the start of the fourth quarter really seemed not only to give you a lift, but it seemed to really get your team excited. And then that translated to the defensive end when you hold them to 20 points in the fourth quarter.
Yes. Like you said, we try to, have short-term memory. We got a team full of shooters, like you said, and I think over the last week or two, we haven't shot the ball well, and I think the beauty of it is, the coaching staff, everybody, guys on the team is encouraging everybody, 1 through 5, whoever's on the court, guys that's been, shooting and missing. We just keep encouraging each other. We know we can make those shots. Teams want to play boxing one. We know it's going to be open threes. So we're just adjusting to whatever they're throwing at us. And tonight, they played boxing one. They saw that Toronto was a little successful with it, and we had a plan for it. So it wasn't even like we were thinking about it. I think we got going early, and it kind of led throughout the whole game. And every time somebody had an open look, we didn't hesitate. I think as of late, we kind of been hesitating to take that shot. It has been resulting to us not shooting the way that we're capable of shooting. So we're going to have to continue to build off tonight, and guys just going to have to step into those shots and knock them down. We know we can make them.
Valencia.
Hey, appreciate you taking the time tonight, Trey. Coach said it was all about the fight level. Talk about how you guys are able to keep those open lines of communication during the game and how that leads you to stay consistent on the defensive end.
Well, we know that it's not a game of perfects, so we know it's going to be times throughout the game where we're going to kind of bump heads with each other. Guys is going to start arguing a little bit. It's not a perfect game. We don't get to go out there and kind of get the cut. It's raw creation, so we have to understand that. You have to understand there's going to be mistakes being made. And tonight we knew we was on a 3-game losing streak. We weren't trying to lose tonight. I think he told us before the game. The last year, I don't think, before I got to the team, we didn't lose 2 games in a row. And, us just hearing that we were on a 3-game losing streak, the first time for 2 years, we wanted to change that. We wanted to get back on the winning side of the column. So we knew it wasn't going to be easy. Us obviously being on the road, they had some fans out there. And we just stuck together. I think we grew tonight as a team, though, for sure.
All right, awesome. Thanks.
Can you take us inside the mind and the confidence of a shooter? I obviously struggled the last game against the Raptors, but come back tonight with a good performance. Can you take us inside the mind of a confident shooter and why it's important to maintain that confidence as a shooter?
I think it's just, first and foremost, it starts with your teammates. Them encouraging you to keep on shooting. This is what you're on the team for. You're to have a spark on the team to knock down shots when you're open. And I was just trying to do the best I could out there to just compete on both ends of the floor, try to get stops, try to just find a way just to get myself going. And once Trill came and set that ball screen for me, and I rose up and the ball took a lucky bounce on the rim and it dropped in, I felt really good after that. So it starts with my teammates and the coaching staff, and they just keep that instilled in my mind the whole time.
Brad?
Yeah, Tim, if you don't mind, kind of an off-the-court question. Been wondering about you guys on the road. You've spent so much time on the road, and you've got these new protocols that are even more restrictive. And Damon Lillard said the other day, it's like living in a box.
Yeah.
I wonder what you're kind of doing to keep things normalized while you're in your hotel room a lot.
Well, for us as a team, everybody knows if people were following us while we're in the bubble, we're an active team off the floor. We love to be around one another. We love to go to dinner. We love to hang out with one another. So it's kind of tough to do that when you're isolated basically in your hotel rooms, and you can only come out when it's food and you can't really walk outside to catch some fresh air. It's tough. So, we just have to do the best we can. Everybody's in the same boat as us, and we just gotta roll with it. This is the circumstances that we're under, and gotta deal with it.